Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we live in. We are just less than 3 weeks now from the NFL regular season kicking off. Should be another exciting season. So I thought today I'm going to take a look at NFL over under win totals. These are all from DraftKings Sportsbook. I'll name them all real quick. At the end, I'll take three overs that I like and three unders that I like. I'm only going to go with ones that are relatively close money lines. So, like, for example, the Bears under is minus 190. I would be taking the Bears under, but that is a substantial difference between the money line from the under and the over. So, real quick, I'm going to name the over unders and then we'll get into who I like best. So, Saints under 8.5, the under minus 115. Rams over under 10.5, under minus 125. Must be worried about Stafford's elbow. Eagles over under 9.5, over minus 150. Steelers over under 7.5, under minus 120. Vikings over under 9, over 1 minus 130. Jets over under 5.5, over minus 160. That's a little surprising. I mean, the AFC is just deep. So Raiders over under 8.5, over minus 130. Texans over under 4.5, and the under is actually minus 120. Falcons over under 5, under minus 145. Browns over under 8.5, under minus 140. Of course, we know Deshaun Watson will miss 11 games and will be back for 6. Jacksonville Jaguars over under 6.5, under minus 130. Detroit Lions over under 6.5, over minus 125. Ravens over under 9.5, over minus 160. Bounce back season expected for Lamar Jackson. Washington Commanders over under 8, under minus 120. 49ers over under 10, minus 110 for both the over and the under. Dolphins over under 9, under is minus 120. Cowboys over under 10, both are minus 110. Seahawks over under 5, over minus 125. Bears, again, I mentioned over 6.5, over under 6.5, and the under is minus 190. That's I think the highest money line for any over under. New York Giants over under 7, minus 110 for both. Panthers over under 6.5, minus 110 for both. Chargers over under 10, over minus 140. Cardinals over under 8.5, minus 110 for both. Chiefs over under 10.5, over minus 120. Titans over under 9, under minus 115 compared to minus 105 for the over. Broncos over under 10, minus 110 for both. Bills over under 11.5, over minus 140. Bengals over under 10, under minus 120. Colts over under 10, under minus 115. Packers over under 11, minus 110 for both. And Patriots over under 8.5, over is minus 120. So I'm going to name three overs and three unders that I like where the money line isn't a crazy difference between the two. So I'll start with the overs. I'll be a positive Pete. So let's start with the Seahawks over 5.5. I just think Pete Carroll is such a good coach that they'll find a way to win 6 games. They added this guy in the draft, Kenneth Walker. Rashad Penny was great to end last season, so could have a very solid 1-2 punch at running back. Still got at least an average defense. And keep in mind, I mean, if you take it now, there's still that chance they get Jimmy G, which would definitely be a pretty large upgrade over Drew Lock and Geno Smith. So if they do get Jimmy G and you have that 5.5 wins locked up, that would definitely be excellent for you. I am a Giants fan. I'm going under 7 wins for the Giants. I just haven't been a believer in Daniel Jones. Neither have the Giants since they didn't pick up his 5th-year option. And I hope he proves me wrong. I mean, I hope the Giants are successful this year, of course, being a fan. But like I've told people, I see best outcome is like 6-11. I think they're definitely last place in the NFC East. I think Washington, with a healthy Chase Young later in the year, will be a much improved defense. And Carson Wentz is an upgrade over Taylor Heineke. So I think they'll be a better team. And I just don't see a whole lot of talent on this Giants team. Can we expect Saquon Barkley to stay healthy? What will we get from the receiving group, including Kadarius Toney? Um, while I think Thibodeau is a great draft pick, how much will he um, make a difference as a rookie? So I'm going to say under 7 wins for the Giants. Next, over under. So the Titans over under 9 wins. I'm going over. Um, I could definitely see this at worst being a push. This is a team that went 12-5 last season, was the top seed in the AFC, and didn't have this man Derrick Henry for almost half the regular season. Yes, they did lose AJ Brown. Did draft Treylon Burks. Is a move like that gonna really drop them by minimum 4 games? I don't see it. Robert Woods was also a great pickup from the Rams. So, Ryan Tannehill, yes, he has his postseason failures, but he's been a good regular season quarterback. So I'm going to say over 9 wins for the Titans. Broncos under 10 wins. So I'm actually picking the Broncos to finish last in the AFC West. The division's stacked. I'll pick an over for an AFC West team shortly. Yes, adding Russell Wilson is a definite upgrade at the quarterback position. Losing Tim Patrick for the year hurts, although they do have a deep wide receiving corps, including Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, and KJ Hamler. But, none of those guys have proven to always stay healthy. Russell Wilson really didn't have a great season last year for the Seahawks, even with a great wide receiver duo in Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. Had signs of injury for the first time in quite some time. Defense, can we rely on Bradley Chubb to stay healthy? I just think they might finish last in the AFC West. I know Javonte Williams is an ascending running back, could be one of the best in the league in a couple years, but I'm going to say under 10 wins for the Broncos. Next, let's go Raiders. Again, the AFC West team I mentioned. Over 8.5 wins. This team that won 10 games last season. Added Devontae Adams to, Derek Carr. How many weapons does this guy have with Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, and Darren Waller? Nice 1-2 punch of Kenyon Drake and Josh Jacobs at running back. They also drafted Zahir White in the 4th round. So that, Zamir White, sorry. Great running back crew. And they added this guy too, Chandler Jones. I mean, the edge rushers, him and Max Crosby, good luck opposing offensive lines. Yes, offensive line is a weakness, but you got to think Alex Leatherwood will play a little bit better this season. So I'm saying over 8.5 wins. And last, Jacksonville Jaguars under 6.5 wins. Now, I expect Trevor Lawrence to be much better than last season. They got rid of that Urban Meyer stench that definitely affected the whole team in a negative fashion. Got Doug Peterson, who's won a Super Bowl. I think this team is still one more season away before becoming a possible playoff contender. Yes, they spent a bunch of money in free agency. I just don't see them improving by 4 games. They went 3-14 last season. So again, Trevor Lawrence should improve. I still think it's a below average defense. Having Etienne for the season opener is great after him missing his entire rookie season. Let's see when James Robinson will be ready. So while I think the Jaguars will be improved, the AFC is just so stacked. I don't see him improving by 4 games. So I'm going to say under 6.5 wins. So there you have it. Those are 3 unders I like and 3 overs I like. Let me know in the comments. I definitely want to know what you guys think. Which over-unders do you like? Which ones definitely caught your eye? Or when you heard me say them, you're like, oh yeah, I got to take that over. I got to take that under. Let me know in the comments. But just looking forward for the season to start. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.